tips are loose on here, I keep noticing. But this is shooting with that finger, that guard on there. I cannot bend that finger and I cannot wrap it around. So we got that issue there we're kind of dealing with, and we're making sure we can work with it. And we'll take those. We'll take all those. Let's walk down here and talk about what we're going to talk about a little bit today and dive into this. So I jammed my finger up pretty good, so I'm hurt pretty bad here as far as that goes. Fortunately, it was on my bow hand and not on my actual, where we at? Can you see me? Yep, let me fix that real fast. But fortunately, it was not on my my release hand. That would have been bad. I'm left-handed, so this is my tab side, this is my bow hand, so it could have been a lot worse. I'm able to shoot. I can shoot okay. We're going to be all right for hunting season, but I have to wear this for about a month and a half, right on that finger right there, which is kind of nice for a lot of people when I show it to them. So, oh, what happened? This. It's kind of nice to be able to do that sometimes to certain people. I like that. But we're going to talk today about what to do if you were, if you can't shoot. So say it would have been on this hand, I would have done it to this hand and I couldn't shoot with that. We're going to talk about some of that kind of stuff for you today. Some options, some things, my personal thoughts on that. I've been there before. If you guys remember way back in the day, but right before the rut kicked in, right before the season or the rut season kicked in, I had a dog bite on my hand that was right on this hand and just chewed that up and I couldn't shoot. I was done. My season was over. No way around it. Fortunately, I already had like 4 deer down and I was like, okay, I'll just let it be. It is what it is. Things like that happen. Stupid things often, and sometimes not stupid things. This was a stupid thing. I was going through a mud hole. Me and Tina were in a truck, and we were exploring a new WMA. There was a big mud hole, and I'm like, we can get through this. Should be no problem. And but I'm like, I noticed the other trucks turned around. They didn't even go in it. They like backed up, turned, and nobody's went through, and there's no tracks on the other side down there. I could see with my binoculars. So I'm like, let's give it a shot here real quick. So we started to drop in. As we started to drop in this hole, we just dropped, boom, hard, right down in there. I mean, and I'm in a power wagon that, my hood is this tall on that truck, and we were water that deep on that hood on the front, dropped into there, and we hit a rut or something in there, but the truck dropped in and stopped instantly. My hand was resting on the on the column shifter. When we hit, my hand slammed forward and it jammed that and smashed my finger right into the dash and it snapped that tendon. So that finger is what they call mullet finger, but the whole tip of the finger lays 90% and is completely dead. The whole tendon is gone on the back of it. So I have to wear this for about a month and a half to 2 months. It just happened a week ago. That means that through the entire part, deer season starts exactly 6 days from today. So I'm going to have this on. My biggest concern is climbing trees and stuff with this because it's hard for me to get any grip without being able to use that finger. So that's where I'm going to have to fight my battles at a little bit. I'm going to manage and pull through it. It's just going to take me longer to climb. I'm going to have to be extra safe. I've even thought about using a double lineman belt system. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do there, how I feel. We're going to test that this next week before season starts. So I'm comfortable climbing with this, but technically this hand has no grip. I can't reach up and grab and pull myself up with that because of this finger not being able to come in. I just don't have the grip that I wish I did. Or putting it around a stick to climb, I don't have the grip. So things like that you got to take care of and deal with. But so let's talk about some shooting things here. Let's just put that down. What do you do if something like this happens to you? What is your scenario? What is your situation? Again, fortunately, it's on my bow hand. If something like this were to happen to this hand, say it was the same exact finger on here, and that's how I draw and I anchor that way, I would then have to deal with that, and I would probably find a way to shoot with that finger straight out if I could, or I would basically, I don't know what I would do. I don't know, because again, you have to keep that finger straight. So I'm not sure if I could, if I could do that on this hand and keep that straight. I might have to tie that or tape that whole finger to keep it out. I don't know. I'd figure something out. Point is, we all got to figure something out. What do you do if you can't? Okay, what if, you got a lot of people with torn shoulders, okay? Shoulders are torn for whatever reason, blown out, broken arms, broken wrists. Things happen all the time. In my opinion, if you can find a way to be in the woods, I'm going to find a way to be in the woods. If that means that I got to shoot something different to do it, I'm going to shoot something different. Me personally, if I had a point where I could not shoot my traditional bow and I don't have a luxury to shoot it because of some kind of injury or something that comes up, I will without fail, without a doubt, grab a crossbow and I will take it out there for that season and I will use it. Yes, you heard me right. Some people are rolling over in their grave. But if you give me a choice of not shooting my bow, my long bow, and staying home and missing the season for shooting a crossbow and being able to enjoy the season, I'm taking a crossbow and I'm going to use it. Just all there is to it. I'll buy an Excalibur crossbow, then it's a traditional one, okay? No cams and pulleys. I'm just saying. I'm going to be in the woods. If I can't do that and there's no way to do that, then I'm going to heal up as much as I can and try and get to a point where even if I have to shoot a rifle or a handgun, I would shoot a handgun. If this whole arm is gone and I can't even use it to shoot a crossbow or something like that, I can shoot a handgun on sticks with a scope, and I would be running right up to the gun store and I would buy myself like a, something simple. I wouldn't be going for any 500 Smith & Wesson, nothing like that, but like a 357 or something along those lines with a good long barrel and a scope on it, and I'd have that thing on a shooting stick. Even with my right-handed offhand, I would learn to shoot that, and that's what I would use. I'm not going to miss any time in the woods if I can avoid it. Healing is most important, obviously. What if you can't climb a tree? Like I said, that is my biggest fear for this particular situation. I have been there many times, okay? I've had 2 knee surgeries, a lifetime of, in the beginning of skiing, racing moguls, doing aerials, doing all the stuff we did in the skiing, transition into dirt bikes, then right in from dirt bikes into racing mountain bikes, right from mountain bikes, right into snowmobiles, to all this stuff. It takes a lot out of your body, and you get hurt a lot. And there were a lot of times that I could not climb a tree. There was a time me and John went to Illinois one time down there, and he was just shocked. He's like, I can't believe that you shot this deer this far back in here and you only got one working knee, because I had this huge brace with mechanical arms and everything on it. It was one of these, kind of deals like this. And I went up and over ridges, and I was way back in there, and, and I killed a deer, and I had to walk all the way out and get him and say, I need help bringing this deer out. And he was just like, oh my God, how far did you go? You do whatever you want to do and how you can, and you just take your time, do it, and you do it a little bit slower. But if you got to hunt on the ground because you can't get up in a tree, you hunt on the ground. If you need to pick a different weapon, pick a different weapon. If you choose to just say, forget it all, I'm going to ride this season out on the couch watching football, there is nothing wrong with that. Remember, the days of having to supply meat to feed your family have been gone for a very long time. We hunt because we want to. We're out there because we want to be. We live this lifestyle because we want to. If missing a season isn't that big of a deal to you, then miss it. Let it go. Whatever you want to do. If you don't feel comfortable shooting a compound or shooting a crossbow or something because you feel that you're a traditional bow hunter, or shooting a gun for that matter because you're a traditional bow hunter and you're not going to do it, then don't do it. I don't have any problems with that. Nobody does. You make your own decisions. Me, my decisions, my choices, any possible way that I can be in the woods, I will. Now, does that mean I'm comfortable with am I going to turn around and go buy a crossbow and go use it right now? No. It'd be a last resort. I'd much rather use my longbow. I want to use my bow. I want my stuff. That's what I hunt with. But if I cannot hunt with it, I'm not opposed to trying something different if I need to, so that I am in the woods. And that would be it. I don't have any other way to say it, but hopefully it gives you guys a little bit of motivation or a little bit of thought process to don't think for a second that you're abandoning this to go to something different temporarily because you have to, because of an injury. You can do whatever works for you, whatever is legal and works for you, and use it out there. Another one too, you got things, heck, there's guys now shooting hogs with blowguns and things like that, whatever those big long deals are. I don't care what it is, how it is. If it's going to get you in the woods, having a good time, putting some meat in your table, in the freezer, fantastic. Find a way to do it. Don't be afraid to think outside of the box. We've seen guys using mouth tabs, and shooting traditional bows like that. Whatever works for you. Whatever your method is, however you want to do it. That's that's your kind of thing, whatever way you want. But don't think that it's always an end when you get hurt. That's basically what I'm saying. This is minor. I'll deal with this all day. There are a lot of people that have a lot worse situations than I do, so you will never one time ever in this entire season hear me ever complain about the fact that this top of this finger does not flex and I cannot use that finger. It doesn't do nothing. You will not hear me complain about that one time. It is minor, and it is on my weak hand, and it is shootable, and I can shoot with it, and I'm okay, and I'm going to be all right, and I'm not afraid. But it made me think about ways to make this video, to put it out there for people that are struggling more. There is no right or wrong. There is no rules. There is no pride in there that's going to get hurt. There is no nothing. You do whatever you want to. And if that means sit on the couch, sit on the couch. If that means pick up a crossbow, pick up a crossbow. If that means grab a gun, grab a gun. I don't care what you do, how you do it. Have fun with it. It's what it's all about. It's only between you and the animals out there and you having fun. So find that fun. Questions, comments, put them below. Thanks for watching.